Toyota are arguably the world's largest purveyors of fine 4x4s. They have the Prado, they have the Hilux, they have the Fortuner, they have the Land Cruiser, and they have this, the FJ Cruiser. But out of that whole list, there's only one that does it with any sort of individuality or aggression. You can guess which one I'm talking about. No, not the Fortuner, it's the FJ. Since its introduction in 2011, Toyota have done pretty well with the car locally, selling over 800 units a year. And it's not surprising. It may look like it's more interested in impressing other people in the traffic than traversing a ravine, but it can do both very well indeed. All FJs follow the same basic recipe. They're big, they're imposing. They've got the same retro-styled front end inspired by the FJ40 of the 1960s. The Sport Cruiser is discernible by its black paint jobs, its chrome bits, and its door scuff plates. Not entirely sure where the sport bit comes in. It's not lower or faster or less capable off-road. The only other thing that sets it apart are the badges that say sport. I really like the look of this thing. I like the presence that it has, the originality it's endowed with, and the fact that it looks like nothing else without looking like it's trying too hard. The inside also gets a bit of a sporty treatment with leather seats and black plastic inserts. Spec-wise, the FJ is pretty well kitted out. It even has Bluetooth and a USB connection. There is naturally a lot of space, and even though it appears to only have 2 doors, there are in fact 4. The rear suicide doors are another bit of that individuality I was talking about. In the back, a cavernous boot, complete with a rubber mat that's just about big enough to double as a pool cover. Before you get carried away with fantasies of owning an FJ, there is something very serious to consider. It is a big car, so people will invariably think you're overcompensating for something if you're a man. And then I do actually know a guy who bought himself an FJ, only to find when he got home that it didn't fit in his garage. But there is a plus side to that size. A, you can park wherever you want, and B, you will invariably get the right of way at every stop street and traffic circle. But despite its size, it's not that difficult to handle. Park distance control and a reversing camera help when in tighter spaces, and once you're used to its dimensions, the good steering makes it as easy as any other 4x4. There's only one thing the FJ is not big on, and that's choice. There are only 2 FJs in the lineup, the bog standard one and this one, and there is only one engine choice for either. It's a 4-litre V6 with 200 kilowatts and 380 newton meters. All FJs have also only got a 5-speed automatic gearbox and part-time all-wheel drive. The FJ was designed to appeal to the American and Middle Eastern markets, hence its size and chunkiness. But the downside to that appealing to those places is that neither seem to care about the price of petrol. So that's the engine we've got, without the possibility of a diesel, or even a smaller petrol. And in case you're thinking the sport part of this FJ is buried somewhere in the performance, it's not. It feels and sounds like the very thing that it is, a big off-road machine. It's fine on-road, but it always feels its weight, and it gets pretty noisy the closer you get to the red line. But the way this car delivers its power and all your interactions with it tell you that it just wants to get dirty. And when you oblige it, it rewards you with the kind of off-road talent that has made the Toyota name legendary in the 4x4 world. It climbs, it crosses, and it clambers with ultimate confidence and ease. With the best breakover and departure angles in its class, there are very few situations that the FJ is likely to face that it can't get out of, especially now that all its talents, already enhanced by the lockable rear diff and low-range gearing, have been added to. All FJs now come with a crawl control function, which basically helps you climb up and climb down any kind of incline. It also makes things in sand and mud easier, and it does that by smoothly controlling the braking and the acceleration, so all you have to do is concentrate on the steering. Toyota have also fitted an extra fuel tank, so you now get a total of 159 litres, which they say is good for 1,000 kilometres. The best thing about all those enhancements though is that they've done nothing to take away from the sheer fun of driving an FJ Cruiser. It's difficult to say why it's so enjoyable. It's not fast and it doesn't feel like anything other than a big 4x4, but it is fun.
The FJ Cruiser is a big friendly giant. For 500,000 Rand, there are options that will take you to similar places in similar comfort, but none of them will be as enjoyable or make you smile as often as this car does. The thing I like about the FJ the most, its all-round ability is matched in every way by its character.
There's only one engine choice for the FJ Cruiser, the 4-litre V6, which does a decent job around town, helped by a good 5-speed auto. The FJ is an original thing, with good interior spec and superb off-road ability. But it's far happier in the dirt than on tar, and that engine can be thirsty.